Hey guys, welcome back to Channel Football Analytics. Today we're diving into the second part of the Champions League, the Wednesday's games. If you want to check out the previous video, we got everything covered for today in terms of Champions League. So 18 games overall. Now, hit the thumbs up, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the picks. I'll always appreciate your support. Let's start off here with Union against Newcastle. Union is our beasts in Belgium. They're first in the league. Best Belgian team, and we got a couple of them this year. Really impressive in terms of scoring goals, and that's what we really care about. No outcomes on this channel, guys, just goals. So the odds right now, bookies are giving us odds. Let's see the line: 350 for Union and 2 for Newcastle. These are really valuable odds for Newcastle, and I'll tell you why. So first of all, Union hasn't lost a game so far this season. They're first in the Belgian league, and they're in the top 5 in the Champions League. They won their first game against PSV. Really impressive, 1-3 victory. And Newcastle hasn't been doing so well. So they lost to Barcelona. They lost also to Arsenal their last game on the last minute, basically. Arsenal again scored from corners. I feel like Newcastle has to score this game. We're dividing these bets into 3 different parts. I feel like this should be a banker for Newcastle, meaning I bet live also. I'm waiting for favorites not to score in the first half, and if they're losing, I try to take it past 65th minute to get odds closer to 2. Right now, if you want, you can take odds 2 on Newcastle before the game, but I suggest to watch how the game plays out and see if anybody has a red card or anything happens, any injury. And I believe Newcastle is going to be scoring this game because they cannot go back-to-back losses in the Champions League. Then it gets tougher. Union already won their game. For anyone interested in the over 1 bets, I pinned down below a comment with the website that has it, my Telegram channel, so you can check that out. The other earlier game, Qarabag, Copenhagen, guys, this is probably the only game I'm not going to be taking. The odds are really low right now for the over 1 market. It's both at 150s. We're not taking that, not interested. Both equal teams, that's why the line is pretty equal. Qarabag obviously made the sensation last time against Benfica. They won 2-3, and odds were about 15 for a victory. If I had to take this game, if I was forced to, I would look at this streak, guys. Look at that. They didn't concede in 2 consecutive games. I feel like Copenhagen, with the way they score, obviously it's the Danish league. There's a lot of goals, but I feel like Copenhagen is going to get at least 1. If you want to go for the BTTS option, I don't think it's bad, but Qarabag doesn't concede a lot of goals, so I'm leaving this one out. But be careful the early games. If you're taking accumulators, if one goes wrong, you're done. So maybe wait out for the good stuff. Now, Arsenal against Olympiacos. I want to show you this freaking stat, which is kind of crazy. So let's go to head-to-head. Let's go Arsenal home. Look at that. The previous games. I don't care about the years, but it wasn't, look, 2020, 2021. Last 3 games, Arsenal lost to Olympiacos. This was an extra time, by the way. So there's no way they're going to go 4 games in a row losing. This is a crazy streak, by the way. Put them in the banker. If Arsenal doesn't score past 65th minute, you can go for it. But wait for odds to rise to 2 because you want to double up your money. Wait, hold on. I'm going to change this into body. Okay, no. So Arsenal live is my second pick. Now, Barcelona, PSG. Yeah, this is the one I'm also not going to be taking. The odds are too low, guys. Obviously, we hope to see some goals. Usually PSG, Barcelona, look at the last few games they played. It's always been BTTS. It's always a spectacle. And that's why the odds are so low on the market. Let's see what, on the goal market especially, it's around 130, 140 for over once, whichever way you go, that's not interesting. So what I like here, though, is that Barcelona is the huge favorite against the champions. PSG is missing some players, so I feel like PSG is going to get a goal, but it's too low right now. The line is too low for PSG, but I do believe they're going to score against Barcelona at least 1 goal. So I'm sure a lot of money is going to be going on BTTS today in accumulators. So, but I'm not taking this game. Let me know what you think about this one. Now let's get on to Leverkusen against PSV. This is a huge one for PSV. Now look, Leverkusen's been conceding. They got a new coach. Ten Hag was fired. Every single game is BTTS, and PSV away, amazing form. I feel like the value of the odds here are not bad for over 1 option. It's currently at 170 for over 1 goal on PSV, and I feel like we need to take it. So I'm going to be putting this in the high value odds. For odds currently 170. Dortmund, Bilbao. You're going to hate me, guys, for this because I try to catch high odds on Bilbao every single time for a goal. And they end up not scoring many of those cases. But I'm going to go for this once again. Guys, again, 2 streaks. Look at this. I'm not even counting the club friendly. Look at that. They only scored 1 goal in their previous 5. But not only that, I'm liking that Dortmund hasn't conceded in 2 consecutive games. So 3 out of the last 4 they haven't conceded. 4 out of the last 5 they haven't conceded. So yeah, they've played really amazing, especially in the Bundesliga defensively. But against Juve, they played 4-4. I believe Bilbao has to score this game. It's been a while, so Bilbao, the odds. So we gotta take it as an opportunity here. I'm going with Bilbao. See for yourself. I feel like they're gonna be scoring at least one goal. Let's put it up here. Bilbao over 1, and the odds are at 2.03. So they're our first opportunity. Move on. We got Monaco against Man City. Man City is back on track. Besides the Arsenal game that they conceded in the last minute, they should have a huge winning streak coming in. Well, at least 5 games in a row. They started off the season quite shaky, but it looks like they're back on track. They did concede against Burnley. So I'm undecided here because Monaco, they do score. They're amazing at home, but I'm undecided to put Man City for a banker to get odds over 2. But I like the opportunity here. I feel like Monaco, we could get a BTTS type of game here. I feel like the value of the odds for Monaco over 1 is really good. I feel like they're going to score at least 1 goal. So my tip would be is to go with Monaco over 1. The odds are currently at 2.30. Now the option for the BTTS is currently at 165 if you want to throw it into accumulator. I don't think that that's also a bad bet, because I think Man City is going to be scoring as well. Now, Napoli against Sporting. Napoli is coming off a tough loss against Milan, which we had in the Serie A. We had over 1, so that was a refund. But, guys, when I give you my picks, you should also check the stats. They killed Milan. Look at that. XG almost 3. They should have scored 3 of them. So they dominated. Obviously, Milan got a red card in the second half, but as I say, now Napoli will look to bounce back in this game. Also because they lost to Man City, so they don't want to start off with 2 losses. Even though Conte, very shaky in the Champions League. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, Conte wins Serie A's and Scudettos. He doesn't do well in the Champions League. Sporting, tough team to face. Look at their streak also. They're amazing away. All the victories, even though that's in the Portuguese league, but still very impressive. Now, as Napoli plays, this game could go past the 65th minute. I feel like Napoli should be winning this game. Move on. We got one more game left, and that's Villarreal against the Juventus, guys. I love the value here. The odds are currently 2.30 on Villarreal, 3.20 in Juventus. Now, Juventus hasn't been playing that well. They have 3 draws in a row. A lot of people are getting on Igor Tudor already. Some want him fired. But the thing is, when Juventus usually in this situation, when you least expect them to show up, I believe they're going to show up. This game, Villarreal has 3 consecutive victories. Guys, the market for Juventus over 1 is currently in the high value odds section. The over 1 is at 180. So I feel like Juve is going to be scoring at least 1 goal in this game. And that will be it, guys, for the Champions League. Let me know if you like any of the value in the game. So just to tell you once again that this is all live. If Newcastle, Arsenal, Napoli don't score past the 65th minute, I believe they're going to be scoring. Obviously, there's a higher chance if they're losing. But don't take those bets if any of those teams have red cards, because the game changes completely. Now, for the high value odds, we have PSV and Juventus. I like both of those picks. And then Bilbao, Monaco, obviously, these are the risky ones. I feel like Man City is also, we could have put it in the bankers, but I feel like Monaco is going to be scoring at home. And Bilbao freaking score 1 goal at least. And I do believe Dortmund is going to be conceding, especially with how well they've played defensively. So yeah, guys, hit a thumbs up on this video. Again, check out the Telegram channel if you need to. There's the Over 1 website if you want to get into playing single games and goal markets. So that's it for me, guys. I'll be back soon enough.